Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Flipping the Classroom. Flipping the Classroom is giving students instructions at home so they can make exercises in class at their own tempo and pace. And today I'm going to talk about the past perfect. But before we start, I want you to return to another tense, which is the past simple. When do you use the past simple? It's very simple. You use it when you're talking about an action that is completed in the past, that is completely over. For example, my father moved from Earthfield to Basefield in 1994. Now, how do you form the past simple? You have to make a distinction between the regular verbs and the irregular verbs. For the regular verbs, it's fairly simple. You take the infinitive and you add ed. Then you get this example, my father worked as a butcher. To work, you don't say to work, you eliminate to and you add ed. What about the irregular verbs? That's a different story. You have a list there and you have to study that list. I give you some examples. He drove a Mercedes-Benz. That comes from to drive, drove, driven. He went to Switzerland every year. To go, went. That's the list. You know that. Now, if you have different actions in the past at several times in the past, you have to make a distinction. What happened first? You have to ask that question. For example, they ate dinner, they played outside. What could be the action they did first? Well, first they played outside and then they ate dinner. In this example I give you. They first played outside and then ate dinner. But that's a bit boring, isn't it? And then. Boring, yes. What's the solution? Well, we can use the past perfect. For example, they ate dinner after they had played outside. Some other examples. Which action happened first? He had read the book, so he knew the answers. He was tired because he had worked very hard. They were happy after they had finished the job, and he was hungry because he hadn't eaten. You can pause this video and look at these sentences again and then make a guess. And then continue. I'm going to continue. The words in bold, or the parts of the sentences in bold, are the actions that happened first. So, he had read the book and then he knew the answers. He had worked very hard and then he was tired. He had finished a job, or they had finished a job, and then they were happy. He hadn't eaten and then he was hungry. Now, when you use the past perfect, you use it when you want to indicate what happened first in the past. You use it when you want to talk about a completed action before another action in the past. And when to talk about a duration before another action in the past. For example, we had a car for 10 years before it broke down. Some examples with visualizations to make sure you understand what happened before. You all know this picture, of course, the Red Devils. Why were they so happy? That was somewhere in the past. I think it must have been 2005. But why were they so happy in 2005? Because something happened just before that moment in 2005. They had scored a goal and they went through to the World Championships. Another example, past and before. You all know this boat. It's the Titanic. Why did it sink? The Titanic sank because it had hit an iceberg. So this action takes place before the Titanic sank. Got that? Now watch out. The text can switch from past simple to past perfect in no time. Look at this text. Yesterday, the police caught a thief in northern London. The man, E.D. from Kent, had broken into M&S in High Road. That's Marks and Spencer, of course. He had stolen 10 pieces of underwear. It was a neighbor who alarmed the police. The agent arrived in no time. Before they got at the scene, they had been checking a neighboring street. So you see there's a switch from the past simple to the past perfect and vice versa. You always should check the context in order to know if you have to use the past simple or the past perfect. They had been checking. That's not a past perfect. No, you're right. It's a past perfect continuous. That's possible as well. For example, it was the year 2000 and Steve Jobs had been working on a new phone for 5 long years. If you want to talk about duration, you use a continuous and you add the past perfect. And then you have the past perfect. Still confused? Well, check your grammar survey and make the exercises in class. That was the end of today's Flipping the Classroom. See you another time. Bye.